The time is just gone 9:15 a.m. as we continue with the broadcast this morning. News and views it is with myself, Inayat Wadi, and at this point in time, we also welcome our listeners at One Nation 88.9 FM out of Polokwane. We continue with our viewers and listeners on the various platforms of Salam Media, and it is the day of Jummah. We trust and hope that you are going to have a wonderful day, a day that is filled with inspiration and bring us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But moving on with the broadcast, and we still have got the tribute to Mufti Rafi Usmani, rahimahumullah, and that will come a bit later with Mufti Zubair Bayat and Mufti Shafiq Jakura at around 9:35. But right now, an event that is taking place, and we're talking about an art and a poetry exhibition, and this is courtesy of the Afro Middle East Center and the A.M. Qattan Foundation, presenting echoes of solidarity, the question of Palestine. And we're going across now to be joined by a familiar voice on the airwaves of Salam Media, none other than Zinat Adam. Sister Zinat, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jummah Mubarak and welcome.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Brother Inayat. Thank you for having me on air.
Yes, as always, a pleasure having you with us. And this event, we're talking about echoes of solidarity, the question of Palestine. Now, we know this is an art and a poetry exhibition. It is taking place from the 27th to the 29th of November. But the title, Echoes of Solidarity, and the whole question of Palestine, just the thinking behind this exhibition, in it.
So this started off as a collaboration between Palestine and three other countries, South Africa being one, and that's we as the Afro Middle East Center have led on that, Chile and Pakistan, trying to look at what are the echoes of solidarity that stream through our lives, that speak to us from our different cultural and national backgrounds. For South Africa, for example, having experienced apartheid, the echoes continue in today's contemporary world. So this project is anchored in Ramallah by the A.M. Qattan Foundation, and we are very honored to be working with them and to be able to lead on this in South Africa. Our idea around it was to also host this event close to the time of the International Day of Solidarity for Palestinian people, which is on the 29th of November, and we hope to have our closing event on that evening. But what we've done in this process is we've taken a number of months in which we've been working with various Palestine solidarity organizations. We've been reaching out to professional artists and budding artists. We've been talking to people who are very fluent in the art of prose and poetry. And we've come with a remarkable exhibition. I think that we have some of the most talented people in South Africa who have put forward some of their artwork. The creatives that have come forward to partner with us and to show their solidarity with Palestine, it's really been amazing. So we're looking forward to a very, very fruitful and fun exhibition. We're starting on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. And one of the most beautiful things is that we're hosting this in a heritage house in South Africa. It's very rare to be able to have access to places like this. And people tend to forget that we still have very well preserved spaces in Johannesburg. So we're asking people to come out to the Troivel House. It's in Troivel, but it is an amazing, amazing space. We have our gallery set up there, and we're looking forward to people being there on Sunday afternoon.
Yes, and also what amazes me, Zinat, is how creative people, artists, poets have actually embraced the Palestinian struggle, and there is much that is taking place. And I know this exhibition is going to be phenomenal. But right across the entire globe, how the Palestinian struggle is reflected, in art and in poetry format.
Is, Brother Inayat. I think that this is one of the reasons why we wanted to have this focus, because very often you find us protesting, you find people writing articles, and that is extremely important. But the Palestinians themselves have a very unique way of expressing themselves, and that is through art, through dance, through song, through poetry. And we wanted to align with that and try and absorb that kind of energy as well, and reflect it in the echoes that we want to send back to Palestine. And that's really the reason why we chose to embrace it and to continue with that process. And what we're also doing in our exhibition and in our event on Tuesday night, which is remembering Qattan Foundation, is to reflect on the very famous poets, activists, and artists from Palestine. Because their work has been remarkable. We look at people like Mahmoud Darwish. We consider more contemporary poets like Muhammad al-Kurd. And these are people that we want to honor during this time. We think about Darin Tatur, who was arrested and jailed because of a poem that she had written. So we really want to be able to have people understand the Palestine situation, but from an artistic and creative perspective.
Well, clearly, and also, when we talk about artistic and creative perspective, a picture says a lot more than 1,000 words, and it is a very, very profound. It is a very, very powerful message that actually hits homes in it.
Mm. And we've got such amazing artists. I mean, if I had to give you the full lineup, we'd be sitting here talking about people endlessly. But we've had wonderful inputs from our Cape Townian team. We've had people like Shukri Adams. We have Anwar Davids. We have Atia Khan, who's coming up from Cape Town, especially for our event. We have the world-renowned photojournalist Gulshan Khan, who's given us one of her photographs. And a lot of these pieces will be open for sale. We're not doing an auction because that's not the idea of what we wanted to do. But if people are interested in art, I think these are professional artists who can come out and have a look. We've also had a few entries from international artists, including one from Qatar. We've had one from Bahrain, who is originally Palestinian. We have one from India. So it's really been a very amazing collaborative effort.
Well, in fact, it sounds very, very interesting. And also, looking at the exhibition, and I'm just looking at the poster right now, Zinat, talking about panel discussion on the art of resistance.
We felt that these are important things that we want to be able to reflect and to talk about. But our afternoon on Sunday is going to be very casual. I mean, we don't want to have it so formal like Afro Middle East Center events have always been, where you're sitting at a panel discussion and everybody's talking about it. We may carry that through onto Tuesday's event as well in remembering Kanafani. But we want it to be a fun event. We're going to be out in the gallery and in the garden space, and we just want people to come and embrace the issues and understand what art means for Palestine and what art has meant for resistance, broadly speaking, in our own situation as South Africans, and not only restricted to what happened in the past, but even what's happening contemporary. So if we look at issues of land rights, if we look at issues of xenophobia, these are part of the echoes of what we experienced during apartheid, and they ripple through our lives going forward. And so we need to have some open-mindedness about it, but also recognition of how do we create that solidarity across the world to be able to resist the contemporary threats that are facing us in this world.
Zinat, as far as people are concerned, who can we expect at this event?
Well, we have, as I mentioned, some of the artists in the lineup. We've also got Atia Khan, who is a DJ, and she's done a set for us on Palestinian music. We've got Philippa Diya, who will be reciting some poetry. We have amazing artists like I mentioned some of them: Anwar Davids, Graham Arends. Well, the list is incredible, Brother Inayat. So I think that you're going to be meeting some of those kind of people, but we also have a number of guests who will be coming just to experience the day and to share in viewing the gallery with us and having some discussions around the art pieces, because I think that's going to be an important expression. We also want people to be participatory. We have some events incorporated into our program that will be more interactive. People who are not normally considered artists, we hope, will come through and express themselves in an artistic form.
Well, and I see, there's a lot of time, and obviously each day is going to be different. And I'm just looking at, it's opening obviously at 10 a.m., right, to 8 p.m. on a daily basis. So there's a lot of time for people to actually come out and be inspired by this event in it.
Yes, if people can't make it to the official opening and the official events that are on Sunday and on Tuesday, then they're welcome to come in and just walk through the gallery in a quiet space and have their own reflection, as many art galleries are open for that. So we hope that those who are not able to be at the main events also take time during the day to come and see the place and walk around and just have that moment with the art.
Yes, and so it's starting basically. It's starting on Sunday, the 27th of November,
Sunday
right through
afternoon at 3 o'clock.
at 3 o'clock. Okay, fine, brilliant. Zinat, and it's open to the public. There is no charge, there is no fee.
No fees. We hope that people will just come and enjoy the day.
Well, we certainly do encourage them. And Zinat, as always, we thank you. We do appreciate you taking time out and highlighting what you have and unpacking the echoes of solidarity with us in the art and poetry exhibition. We wish you well. We wish your team well and everybody else. And we hope and we pray that it is going to be a huge success. But I think more importantly, the powerful and the profound message that this exhibition will bring.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, Brother Inayat, for highlighting this on this morning's program.
Ameen. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Zinat Arab with us this morning, and just to once again remind you that this is an initiative, the Afro Middle East Center and the A.M. Qattan Foundation, Echoes of Solidarity, the question of Palestine. It is an art and a poetry exhibition, very, very inspirational, and it is taking place from the 27th to the 29th of November. The time is headed for 9:27, and we are going to go for a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to be paying tribute to a giant and a scholar of note. And sadly, we had learned of the passing away of Mufti Rafi Usmani, rahimahullah, in Pakistan. And this morning, we will be joined by the Amir of Darul Ihsan Islamic Services Center, Mufti Zubair Bayat, and also Mufti Shafiq Jakura, currently serving at the Fatwa Department at Darul Ihsan, to pay tribute to this great scholar of Islam.